Good morning. It is Sam Danford here. I am giving you a midweek update here. It is currently July 16th on a Thursday here, around 9:27 local time, Mountain Time. And yeah, we've got some beautiful morning weather here in Jackson Hole. This is currently up near Moran right now. And yeah, you're seeing just right now beautiful skies, some high clouds up there. And definitely a little bit of haze from some of the smoke and the wildfires that are happening in the region, mainly down in Utah right now, and parts of Northern California is where we're getting our smoke from the southerly flow. And you can kind of see that here on the satellite image. There's those high clouds. So beautiful mornings, but we are going to be talking about in this video North American monsoon, and we're going to be talking about monsoonal moisture. And on this map, you can kind of somewhat see it. This is goes west satellite, so it's mostly showing the west coast. But you can see there's some of those existing fires, and we're getting a little bit of that haze and smoke. Luckily, not too heavy right now. Just a bit of haze. Let's look at what the North American monsoon is. So I've talked about this before, but I am just going to keep talking about it because this year, with El Nino developing, there is this development of a more robust monsoon pattern. And monsoon does not always mean, oh, it's tons of rain. It just means a shift in the pattern that can bring up this southerly flow. And as indicated by these arrows here, you can probably see this is that southerly flow. This is more aimed over Colorado in this image, but right now we've actually got a little subtropical high formed, and it is kind of parked itself over Colorado, parts of Nebraska right now, and actually parts of southeast Wyoming. So that is bringing our pattern, and you can actually see a little bit. It's not exactly prominent on this map, but you can actually see that high pressure, especially here with the ice. You can see it with the isobars there. You can see that high pressure, right? It's just parked here, spinning. And highs in the northern hemisphere spin clockwise. So, right, we got spin going this way, whereas lows go counterclockwise. And you can actually see we're down there with some of the development down off the coast of California. You got a lows spinning off. One of them is actually going to be a tropical storm, by the way, right now, and that's actually more transporting moisture and helping the moisture transport from the tropics down in areas of Mexico. And that is what drives our monsoon. You can see that indicated here. We got the clockwise motion of the high and the counterclockwise motion of the low, and that can push moisture from the south. And that's the mechanism at play. Now, the thing that we have to look at is just where the winds are spinning and where it's actually happening. And luckily, the mechanism is really transporting moisture in the next 5 days or so. I'll say in this forecast, it's going to be transporting that moisture right over the Tetons and right over our region. So you can see that high, just the clockwise spin of that high, consistently transporting air from the south. And we're definitely going to have southerly winds, more south-southwest, south, yeah, south-southwest winds, um, for the foreseeable future in this monsoon pattern. And let's just get right into the forecast here. So this is today here on July 16th. If you're watching this video, beautiful morning. Top of the morning to you, by the way. Thanks for joining. I'm really excited to keep doing this again. I really fell off of the wagon doing forecasts because I got busy in other things in life. And this is just things I do for fun. So let's look at this. We have around 1 to 2 o'clock. We have development, thunderstorm development, showers and storms coming out of the southwest near Palisades, definitely areas near Star Valley, and over the Tetons as well. It's scattered development. And I do think we're really going to see scattered thunderstorm development most afternoons, but here's today, right? Here's our timing. Around 1 to 2, keep your eyes on the sky for rapid development. We've got plenty, as I'll show you here in a sec, we've got plenty of fuel for these storms to then gobble up and, yeah, transport some moisture. It does indicate on this, this is simulated radar. So this is what it could look like. Do not take this as exactly what it's going to look like. This is the HRRR model. And yeah, you can see there it has a little bit of a look of maybe some weaker low precip storms later in the evening. And I've been seeing that. So we'll see how today goes, but just a widespread scattered thunderstorm afternoon to evening, and then things taper off as the sun sets. um, so beautiful monsoonal moisture day. And then here we are, 7:17 on Friday around noon. And one between noon and 1 p.m. we see development starting, right? And this is much more of a southerly flow tomorrow, which could really aid a lot more of this moisture making it into the valley. Um, Usually, when we get these southerly thunderstorms, they can be just a little bit more powerful. They can have a little bit more of rain in them, maybe a little hail and lightning. So, I think overall, this is good news if you're someone who cares about trying to chip away at the drought. Bad news if you're trying to be out in the afternoon doing activities. So keep your eyes on the sky. This is a really good time of year to really practice keeping an eye out on the sky, especially in the afternoons as we get development. And also knowing that the prevailing direction is southwest for these storms coming from that direction, right? We're so used to looking over the mountains and saying, okay, yeah, that's going to come west to east, right? Our normal direction. But for this monsoonal moisture, that's not the case. So yeah, just a heads up there. This is a simulated satellite. I just want to show you this because this kind of shows the high pressure at play. Do you see this rotation here, central Wyoming? I'm gonna just use my little thing. So right here where it says 82 degrees, look at the rotation going around there, right? Multiple days of just rotating, and it's actually slowly drifting east, which is over the next few days is aiding in these thunderstorms happening more regularly in the afternoon. And yeah, look at that, just explosive growth of afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Scattered thunderstorms each afternoon and evening is what we can plan on. Now, what another thing I look at is CAPE, which is convective available potential. And all that means is thunderstorm fuel. So it's the ingredients, it's dew points, it's humidity, it's certain things that can trigger and aid thunderstorms growing. It's fuel for them. And we got plenty of CAPE going on today, right? Right at noon. Look at that. Look at over the Tetons. I mean, this is an estimation. This is a model. But this is, I think, doing a good job just showing you the abundance of CAPE for this area. We don't usually see uh, this, this high CAPE values is a good amount of CAPE for our region. And yeah, each day in around like noon to 1 is our target time. Definitely go outside and feel what the air feels like during then, because you might be surprised. You might feel what that CAPE feels like. Basically, a little bit more humid, and the heat too. It's gonna feel warm and kind of like, ooh, kind of almost muggy and warm. And then out of that, you'll start seeing thunderstorms developing. So yeah, definitely plenty of CAPE each day, and you can see how the thunderstorms just gobble up the CAPE at when they fire off. This is Friday around 4 to 5 when those thunderstorms are going to be swinging through, and they just eat up all that convective available potential. So another thing I wanted to show you, I'm going to show you a lot of maps today because it's helpful to see some of this moisture transport and just see what the pattern is, because this pattern is really going to hold for the next week. We have, that high, right? We had the high spinning, and that's pulling moisture. So what this is precipitable water. The pinks are a lot of water. held in the atmosphere, right? And you can see right now over the south and areas in Texas, just insane amounts of moisture transport, which is actually causing major problems right now near San Antonio. They are dealing with flooding. So, yeah, this is bringing enough moisture, just slowly but surely, kind of streaming that moisture up into the region. And yeah, you can see each day how the thunderstorms kind of keep that train of moisture flowing. Now, another thing I want to show you is winds. A lot of you ask me, hey, what's the winds going to look like? You know, what time are the winds going to kick up? With this monsoon pattern, we're actually going to have quite relatively calm daytime, midday winds, I should say, when it's clear. Maybe a little bit of a breeze, but our winds are going to be calm mornings, relatively. And then in the afternoon, we're really going to see winds kick up. And a big thing to note during this monsoonal pattern is a lot of these winds are going to be coming out of the thunderstorms that develop. So once they develop and the air rises, we get this, rising air, and then it gets rain cooled air comes down, right? We get rain shower, thunderstorms develop. We get a crash of cool air, and we get thunderstorm outflow, right? So each day, definitely be looking out today. This is just, you can see, right? You can actually see those outflow winds just pushing out of the storms, and then it kind of tapers off in the evening. And then again, we reload, right? We reload that cape. We have a reloading of thunderstorms. And again, that outflow winds spread out from the thunderstorms. This is on Friday. So I don't want to get too like exact where the winds are, because really it's going to be where the thunderstorms are. We're going to see outflow winds coming out of them. If we have widespread thunderstorms, you could just plan on there being gusty, uh, you know, winds coming out of these storms pretty regularly, and they're going to feel cool too. It'll feel great. So yeah. All right, let's look into these maps. So I've got a couple like outlook maps for you. This is the SPC, the Storm Prediction Center outlook. You can actually see they've highlighted over by Missoula and Helena this slight risk of severe weather. So this is severe weather risk. Uh, we've got a general thunderstorm risk, right, in our area. Areas of North Yellowstone have a little bit more of yeah, areas like near Gardner and Bozeman, especially, is actually underneath that slight, are under more of a risk, and that's because the thunderstorms tend to develop, especially in the monsoonal pattern. They get time to develop throughout the day, and it's just a timing thing. They develop and they can actually get as intense as possible around those areas. So Montana's definitely going to get a good amount of moisture and potentially severe weather. Ours, I don't expect to have severe. Just again, some winds associated, maybe some hail here and there, but nothing of note. So this is today, Friday, similar pattern, and Saturday, similar pattern. General thunderstorm risk. And speaking of general thunderstorm risk, I just want to show you this wide view, right, of the U.S., because we're really in this moisture transport right now, which is a blessing, I think, because it's dry. This is our dry time of year. We are needing moisture, and it's happening. And you can see 70%, right? 70% chance there's going to be thunderstorms in this region is what this map is showing us. This pinkish color. So yeah, this is really actually some good news in my opinion, and it's just consistent here throughout the next few days. Another thing I wanted to show you was a risk for excessive rainfall. Now, I think that this is a little bit of a. I just want to point this out, as I think this is not something to be concerned about. It says excessive, meaning like there's a lot. I think what this is highlighting is that some of these storms could potentially be a deluge of water, and temporarily kind of cause creek flooding or things like that. But again, I don't think, and they've only given this a, what do they call it? Yeah, marginal risk, right? They've only given it a marginal risk for our area, and that really, I think the flooding is way more outweighed by the benefits of the rain that we're going to get, we're ready for it. Our landscape is going to be happy to accept the rain. So I wouldn't be too worried about this, but I am just showing you this to show you we are part of this moisture transport, right? There's the desert southwest monsoonal pattern, right, around Phoenix, areas of the desert southwest. There's that really quite unfortunate situation near Kerrville and San Antonio with the pretty intense flooding down there in Texas. Um, and yeah, we're getting some of this moisture transport, which is great news. And then this is a 1 to 5 day precipitation outlook, and I'm loving to see this. You know, obviously not loving to see more moisture in the areas that do not need it, but man, desert Southwest and areas in Utah and us up here in the Jackson Hole area in the Tetons are definitely going to benefit from these days of repeated thunderstorms. And on here, it's indicating, you know, a half an inch, not much, right? But take this with a grain of salt. This could really change where the thunderstorms land. And, you know, we don't really exactly have where the thunderstorms are going to go. Just expect scattered thunderstorms. All right, and then let's look kind of peer into the long term forecast. We've got you know, this repeated pattern. I'm going to give this a refresh. We've got this repeated pattern that is very much like a monsoonal pattern. Let me bring it back to that one. There we go. And you can just see, right? You see that development every afternoon right there, all that those scattered showers and thunderstorms. So that's just going to repeat every afternoon and evening for the foreseeable future. It looks like we have a kind of a tapering off that's occurring around Sunday. It looks like Sunday might be just more of a lower chance day, just because what happens is the high sort of skates its way east a little bit more. So we are not in like the flow as much as we were. So that just repeats and repeats over and over. And yeah, for the foreseeable future and really far out, we see a shift happening towards the end of the month. But I think that is too far out for us to really make anything of. And then again, just showing you that excessive rainfall outlook. This is actually from our local Riverton, Wyoming National Weather Service office. And that's, again, I think this is good news. This means widespread showers and thunderstorms and moisture. And then today's temps, we're going to get up to 90s. This is pretty normal. I think we're a little above normal, but I think it's pretty normal. We're not in our excessive heat anymore. Good job, everyone, for making it through that. And yeah, I'm going to wrap it up there. Enjoy the day. I'm going to get out this morning. So enjoy this morning. And yeah, have a great day out there and talk to you guys soon.